Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to a very, very strange episode of Runner Going. This isn't actually an episode of Runner Going. This is an episode of a podcast that I'm not even going to try to name. But instead, I'm going to call it, Game Day. Why is it called Game Day? Well, if you can hear the odd sounds that is being made in the background, and the fact that it didn't open to any music of any sorts, you'll realize I'm driving a car. Where am I going? Well, the wonderful place called Petco Park. I am driving from my home all the way to wonderful Petco Park, and I'm going to make commentary. But obviously, since it's illegal to look at your phone while you're driving in California, I am going to have to do it completely off the cuff, and I've only got one take because I'm not going to turn around and redo the drive to Petco Park. So, you're also going to hear me make comments about other drivers. So immediately we're going to start off with how I think that the game that I'm umpiring is going, which is the game between the Baltimore Orioles and the Seattle Mariners. The Mariners have a 3-0 lead at the bottom of the second. I think Ripley's just hit a single, and I think there's no swing yet from the other batter. I've got a number for that pitch, but I'm not going to reveal it even because the other guy might not put in a swing until, tomorrow. Amnesty hours, folks. What's this guy doing? Okay, you're parking. Wait, 1 second. But yeah, amnesty hours are pretty interesting. In the Padres world, fake Padres. I'll start with fake Padres, but I'll talk with real Padres in a minute. Fake Padres. It's currently 0-0 against the Brewers. It's top of the second. Lim is dealing. I can't remember if he gave up a hit or not. So I'll go with he gave up one, because typically that's what I'd expect. But he's been dealing otherwise. Good flyouts, good numbers, half-decent stuff that he's throwing in his starts. I like it when he's doing better. He deserves success. Y'all give him a bad rap. Other games that I've noticed, absolutely none, because honestly I don't check other people's games threads. I've got 2 to look at now. But that's pretty much as much as I can remember. Obviously, there's other stuff going on in the MLR. All-Star Game vote closes tomorrow. All sorts of different stuff. And as it goes for the real Padres, tonight we've got Clayton Richard on the mound, which will be pretty interesting to watch. Clayton gave up 1 run in 7 innings on his last start. Sorry about that. 7 innings on his last start. It was against the Brewers on opening day. I don't know who the Rockies are throwing tonight. Assumably it's somebody pretty good because we messed with our lineup a little bit. About 3-4 hours ago they put Will Myers on the DL. That was unfortunate, but it's expected. He had been having problems with his elbow. Otherwise, it's a lot of weird scratches. Hedges has been scratched the last couple of days on a few weird coincidences. Myers playing the field while he was hurt. That wasn't good. I'm going to have the radio on because, honestly, I love me some jams. And usually I'm using my phone for music, but obviously I can't record my voice and use my phone for music. So instead I'm just going to keep on going. And this may not be a frequent thing, but I may try recording me going and going back from the game. So there will be some commentary about actual Padres in here. But otherwise, it'll be some weird shit that I just kind of talk about. And if my phone rings, this will never get posted. Get out at sandiego.com, folks. So a little bit more about me and the franchise. I have been a Padres fan most of my adult life. Obviously, I don't want to give too much information, as there's weird shit that I don't want you people figuring out. But I've been on a few broadcasts. I think I pointed it out to a few people. You can find me if you know where to look. But even tonight, I'm in a pretty visible spot, but it's in the middle of the row, and there's a ton of people that are going to be at this game because it's a nice night game. And I'm sitting in a long-ass light, so this will be an even longer podcast than I expected. I'm expecting this to be about a 30-minute episode, so you may just hear me start rambling at about halfway through. I am drinking a mostly cold A&W root beer. I have 2 bottles of it, so in case I run out. So, Padres baseball. is a very interesting beast. I get asked a lot, actually, because not everybody in the server, or just in general, knows about what's good about the Padres. Well, last night, for the 8th time ever, Christian Villanueva became the 7th Padre to hit 3 home runs in a game. That was pretty neat. Kid is a rookie and has only had 38 at-bats, and like 6 of them have been homers. So to say the kid doesn't have pop would be to say Aaron Judge doesn't have pop. He's the prototypical looking third baseman. He looks like he plays third base. He plays third base, obviously. So, of course, he goes out there. This was his first hit of the year. It's a homer that goes into the top basket of the Western Metal Supply Co. Now, if you don't know the Western Metal Supply Co., then I'll give you a visual picture through the description that I will give. The Western Metal Supply Co. is a brick building. It is 5 stories tall. It has 3 or 4 levels of baskets and the roof. One player has hit a home run on top of the roof, and he did it twice. His name is Hunter Renfroe. Another kid to watch. He has the power to hit 60 home runs. Now, he doesn't have the contact to hit 60 home runs. That's the problem. So what ends up happening is what did over spring training. He rakes the game. He's like, if you know MLB The Show 17, and you look at Jake Lamb against right-handed pitching, he's Jake Lamb, but for left-handed pitchers. He hits them really well. He's also actually a pretty decent defender. Usually in center field, we start Manuel Margot. He hasn't been hitting that well, so they are going to bench him tonight. It's probably just a mechanics thing. He might come off the bench in the middle of the game if we need him. In left tonight, Jose Prellers. Prellers is not a defensive wizard by anybody's standard, like anybody's. But he's got a bat. He's got a pretty good bat. So we like him. Third base tonight, Christian Villanueva, obviously. He's going to start there because he hit 3 home runs last night, and Petco Park would burn to the ground if they didn't start him tonight. Playing shortstop, Freddie Galvis. Galvis was a guy that I actually wasn't that high on. But guess what, motherfuckers? We got him now, so I'm quite high on him now. He, opening day, laid out a really nice bunt while he was playing he was right-handed on the batter's box because he's a switch hitter. Beautiful bunt. Killed all of the energy. It bounced about 5-6 feet down the line, and he was safe. It was supposed to be a sac bunt, too. Maybe it was a bunt for a hit. Don't really know. But, it was really quite impressive. And I'm a sucker for a good bunt, so... Oh, that's mainly because I like the suicide squeeze. This is actually my first time attempting to talk and not just have somebody else there to talk to. Because it would be impossible to have somebody else to talk to without, Discording and using push-to-talk, because Discord on your phone is really weird. Obviously, I'm not going to describe too much of what I'm doing while I'm driving. I'm on the freeway right now. There's a bit of traffic. I'm actually not going to tell you guys what I drive. You can probably figure it out if you listen to me describe various bits at a time. I got some Padres fuzzy dice right here on my mirror, which is nice. I get some funny looks from coworkers about that, but I don't care. Sorry about that. The screen went black on my phone. Are you coming over? No, you're not. Alright. But that's the best part. I quite love Padres baseball. Our radio hosts, Uncle Teddy, which is Ted Leitner, and Jesse Agler. Agler is a younger kid. He's only worked with us for a few years. Hey, now. Come on, man. Sorry about that. Somebody's trying to not let me over. There we are. Agler, young kid, really smart guy. I think he'll be the future announcer when Uncle Teddy eventually retires, which will be a sad day. Ted Leitner is a guy who doesn't take your shit. Ted Leitner knows what he respects, and either you respect it or he doesn't care about your opinion. And if he doesn't care about your opinion, watch out. Because he's going to let you know real quick. have two of the best names in the business. We got Don Orsillo, who Dom constantly tells me he wants back. And we've got Mark Grant, a.k.a. Mudcat. And one of the best segments we have in the ballpark is Mud versus Food, which is essentially Mark Grant going to one of the 20 or 30 different food places we've got and having food on the Jumbotron during one of the innings, or during one of the inning breaks. Now you'd say, oh, that sounds like pretty normal for a ballpark. No, this is Don Orsillo and Mark Grant. So typically after this, if you're on the broadcast, you just hear Don making a fat joke about Mark, or Mark making a fat joke about Don, because they're both a little heavyset and they both admit it freely, which is pretty funny. They're both massively respectable individuals in the baseball community. So, naturally, putting them both on a screen together means you've got some of the best freaking commentary anywhere. Mark Grant's got a pointer. Look up that footage. So, the injury report, a.k.a. how many injured players can Preller remember? Alex Dickerson, poor guy. I saw him in spring training, and I've never seen fear in the eyes of a man like that before. Turned out he had a partially torn UCL. That is the thing you don't want to tear. That is your Tommy John surgery thing. So they're going to fix that, which means that he's going to be out until 2019, which is so sad because he's been such a good hitter when he's healthy, but he just can't seem to stay healthy. It's really bad. So no disrespect to Dickerson himself, but Alex Dickerson, that is. But man's just not healthy, ever, which kills because we needed him for a while, and there's not really a spot for him anymore. Franchi Cordero, I believe, is on the 10-day. He might be on the 60-day, but I think he's on the 10-day. Something about his groin. He sprained his groin or some shit during spring training. That happens. He'll be back. Another 60-day, Alan Cordova. Cordova is a weird story. He never played above rookie ball, and then we Rule 5 drafted him last year, tendering him on the roster the whole year. I know, I watched him, and he's still bat like 270, which, now I know, 270 is not amazing, but when you come from single A ball, and then suddenly you're in the majors, and you're that young kid, and suddenly you're hitting against major league pitching, and people around you aren't going, holy shit, I don't know what to tell you. Because you deserve respect. And I know not many people know what that name is, but you deserve respect. And now the horror story. The horror story for every Padres fan anywhere. Dinelson Lamet and his elbow issue. We don't know what's wrong with his elbow. That's the bad thing. They're not telling us. And when they don't tell you, that's never a good thing. Because if he was healthy, they'd just tell us, right? So we always figure, well, shit, we're screwed. And I still think we're screwed. Because according to insider information about off-the-record comments from inside the organization, they've never seen this kind of thing before. Now, I don't believe that. Because, to my knowledge, we've had players completely tear their unilateral ligament while they're pitching or while they're fielding. We had a dude who, while being attempted to be restrained by the first base coach from not hitting the umpire, tore his leg. I watched a dude on the Atlanta Braves jump over the foul line and managed to tear his ACL or meniscus because he jumped over the foul line. How could you have not seen this injury before? Now I will start making a little commentary about my drive here, because I'm now on a part of the road where everybody goes to go to the stadium, which is the freeway heading towards the convention center and all that, with exit 17 for convention center. Now, I know that sounds a little vague. That's because I have the directional capabilities of a blind bat. So typically, it takes me 1 or 2 tries, but once I get a route in my head, it ain't going to go away anymore. It it's clockwork. So going to work, going to see other people that I've been to their house a few times, and stuff like that. It's easy. But you give me an address for the first or second or third time, holy shit, I'm not going to be able to find it without some navigation assistance. Petco Park, 2 tries. Took me 2 tries with somebody else in the passenger seat basically going, keep going, this is the route you want to use, this is the quick way to get there. Easy parking. Parking is ridiculous. Parking's typically up to 75% of the cost to go to a ball game. And it's terrible. Parking is $25 for a night game. And that was what we used to pay for a Dodger game on a Saturday. When the Dodgers come to town, don't even try. Like, again, and I've said this before, and people always get offended, I will not go to a Dodger or Giants game in Petco Park without backup. I am a white, young adult male-looking kid, and I say young adult-looking male-looking kid because, again, I'm young, you all know that, but I ain't telling you how young. You could figure it out. Trust me, it's all there. But now you know I can drive, so I'm not that young. But, yes, I'm a young, adult-ish kind of looking kid. That's a weird way of describing me. I'm older than you think, or maybe I'm younger than you think. I don't really fucking care. But, yeah. I'm a white dude. There's a lot of Dodger fans that are aggressive drunks. I've seen them before. And there's a lot of Giants fans that are just aggressive. Like, no offense, except maybe a little. But, like, legit, guys, chill out. It's a game. Also, Dodger fans fucking trash Petco Park. I'm sorry. You do. I go to Petco, like, we had the Will Myers Cycle bobblehead last year, and I think I might have sent this out to people online, I might have not. But, Friar Phil, I think it was? Yeah, Friar Phil, which is a guy on Reddit, not on Reddit, on Twitter. Padres Twitter's really good, by the way. Go check that out if you ever want to see some funny stuff. But Friar Phil basically was talking about how on Will Myers Cycle bobblehead night, there was a Dodger fan, it was a Dodger game, apparently. There was a Dodger fan, like, trying to sell it for $1, which doesn't sound that insulting until you realize that basically we're valuing something like that at $1, which a lot of us don't. And then you rip the head off of it, and that's like, dude, come on. Like, we all talk shit about players. I know, a lot of you talk shit about Padres to my face. I know these things. But, come on, guys. Chill out. We get it. We're not the best team. We're not supposed to be yet. I think I've shown you all that picture like 5 or 6 times now of I swear to God, when we evolve, we're going to kill you. It's true. When the freaking pitching core that we've got coming through the minors comes up, you guys are fucked. Like Joey Lucchese. We drafted him in 2016. He's made it up this quickly. Sure, he'll go back down for the probably remainder of the year till September. But that kid came up, gave up 2 runs in the first, and then pitched a scoreless 4. Or something like that. He had a lot of command and a lot of control, which is a freaking quality that not many pitchers in the game have. And again, he's like 24. Holy shit, man. Future can't be that dark. Mackenzie Gore could be a generational talent. Hell, our recent draft picks have actually been reasonable. Hunter Renfroe was 2010, 2011. Corey Spangenberg was the first round pick a few years back. All sorts of different stuff. And this Tatis trade, fucking thanks White Sox. You guys were idiots for giving us Tatis for Shields. Like, we don't know what you saw in Shields, but holy shit, I will gladly sit on that Shields contract for what the fuck you gave us Tatis. And the other piece that you gave us, Brian Mitchell. The problem we got with Brian Mitchell is that it didn't seem like he had everything. Kid throws harder than everybody else in the starting rotation, but there's just something about him. It didn't seem like he was there, and the worst part is, he's out of options. We can't option him anymore. We're at 20 minutes, and I'm turning on to Imperial Avenue. For those of you that don't know, I am basically about a quarter of a mile, about 3 blocks from the stadium. So I'm going to talk about my best friend, Neil. He's my best friend, but he doesn't know it. Neil is the man that has worked at the parking lot for 20 years, probably. Because I remember seeing him every time we've gone into the same parking lot. Because when you park, you go to Petco Park, you have your money ready, so you don't waste Neil and usually one other person's time. You have your money out. It's usually $20-25. Hopefully they didn't up it because I only have 25 in my freaking passenger seat. But you have your money out, you give it to him. His name's Neil because he has a name tag, which is always funny. And then you give him a smile, he gives you a smile, and you go. You park, and then you head into the stadium. It's about maybe a eighth of a mile walk, which isn't that actually far. It might be less than that. Oh, it's only $20 tonight. Sweet. I can keep my $5 and I can go in there and I can get me a drink. We always bitch about beer prices here. I ain't gonna get a beer because again, it's just me. I'm driving, and they like to set up DUI checkpoints. Hang on. No, sorry, I thought I heard a siren. Yeah, they like to set up DUI checkpoints, so I typically don't drink when I'm driving here. But yeah, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna get my nice little seat that I've got nicely set up. It's a $20 parking tonight, which means that I will save money that I expected to have to pay, which is pretty sweet. So I'm gonna cut this off probably right around the time that I go and drive up and say hello to my friend Neil. And why I say he's my friend is because he's hassled me before. I hassle back a little bit. You gotta be friendly. Petco Park, if you get a mean employee, you just went to the wrong place. Because Petco Park employees are so nice. And I know this is literally supposed to be an MLR podcast, and I've just kind of gone off on a tear for the last 15 minutes about baseball. It's mainly because if I don't have a stat sheet in front of me, it's going to be next to impossible to actually talk about it. Well, looks like I do get to Neil tonight. Hello, sir.
Good evening, welcome. Put that on your dash, up to the front, take a look.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a good night. He said take a left. I'm not going to do that because I know how I want to be parked. I like being parked where I can get out of the area easier. One second. This is always where I'm watching to not hit people or small children or otherwise. Now, he said go left because there's space available up front. No, actually, I go right so I can pull through. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, so you can park easy. It's actually not. It's more about being able to just get out easier so you can go. Because after the ball game, you don't want to stick around that much. Because if you stick around, you always find that people have had drinks and are dangerous. And I just don't want to deal with that. So I don't. Instead, I do this. Where there are still sketchy people. But again, it's downtown anywhere. You'll find sketchy people. So this has been Agent Preller rambling for 24 minutes. I hope you've enjoyed. I guess you might hear me again after the game. And I might do a little recap. I might also talk about any MLR stuff that I happen to see. Have a good one, everybody.